What I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to weigh this rifle. This is my go-to rifle in the event that reality for some reason turns surreal. I have 2 magazines with this rifle, one that is in the rifle itself, then one on my little reserve pouch there. So I'm going to throw it on the scale, and there it is. 13.6 pounds. This is certainly not a lightweight rifle by any means. Some people may straight up say, hey Miller, that AR is too dang heavy to be of any practical use. And for some people, I would agree. For some people, I would say, you know, if you think this is way too heavy for you and you want a lightweight option, then I agree, this is too heavy. There are builds out there, it's pretty easy to get a nice 6.5 pound carbine fully loaded. And if that's what you want to do, there's nothing wrong with it. This rifle fits me perfect. Even though it's 13.6 pounds, fully loaded with 2 magazines, this rifle fits me perfect. Why? Because it's well balanced. The proportions fit me well. I have this rifle set up for me very well, and I'm willing to take the weight hit for the capabilities that this rifle gives me. For example, this ACOG, this T831F, it is heavy. And when I take it off the rifle, I have a noticeable weight reduction. But the capability that that ACOG gives me is worth the extra weight. I wanted a rail system on this gun. That's to accommodate vertical forward grip and a illumination system, whatever that is. That is worth the extra weight. The small things like the Ambidextrous charging handle that's a little bit heavier than a standard charging handle. The Troy micro flip-up iron sights. The muzzle brake that's just a little bit heavier than a standard muzzle brake. The railed gas block. The heavy barrel profile. The cleaning kit that's inside the A2 buttstock. There's little things that I did that added weight, but I wanted that capability. And after getting everything figured out and added to this rifle, I liked how it felt in my hands. It's very well balanced. Because of the extra weight, I noticed that it's a lot easier for me to stay on target in an unsupported position when I'm shooting longer ranges. And by longer ranges, I'm talking about 500, 600 meters out. A gun like this that's heavy, that's well balanced, it's going to be a lot easier to aim and stay on target versus an ultra lightweight gun. So take weight into consideration, and if your goal is weight reduction, then work towards that goal, but don't let that be your only goal. For example, I used to own a long time ago, for a short period of time, I had a Bushmaster Carbon 15, and this is one of the original Carbon 15s from Bushmaster that had the funky rear stock that was one piece with the polymer lower. It had a proprietary oval front hand grip. It was a free floated handguard, and I believe it had a polymer upper as well. It had a very pencil thin fluted barrel and a lightweight brake on it. I think it was just an A2 brake, in fact. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But this was extremely light. You're talking like 4.5 pounds, I swear, and then maybe 5 pounds loaded. The thing was ultra light. You throw a nice lightweight 20-round magazine in it, and you're not going to get any lighter. This would be the perfect gun for something like backpacking, if all you're worried about is weight, because you wouldn't even notice it was there. But the problem is, when I took it out to the range, I fired my first round out of it and noticed, wow, this thing kicks a lot for a .223 because it was extremely lightweight. So I adjusted my posture a little bit to try and get good control over the gun, and I fired a rapid fire string. My shots were all over the place. The recoil, the gun would jump left and right. It was harder to keep control of the gun. And I'm sure with more practice I could have gotten a little bit better at it. But to me it wasn't worth it. The barrel, ultra lightweight, it was fluted. That thing heated up super fast and it stayed warm for a long period of time. In contrast, a barrel like this doesn't heat up nearly as fast. It has more surface area, dissipates heat a little bit better. And I like that in a barrel. Now, after shooting that, I realized, you know, it's great to lose weight when you can. But sometimes you don't want to lose weight off your firearm, in my opinion. Sometimes maybe you need to take weight off in different aspects. If you got all this tactical gear, you might want to look at that. You may want to adjust. This gun is almost 14 pounds fully loaded. I can adjust and take off ounces here and there on my gear in other areas without hurting the capability that this gun brings. So bottom line, without getting too long-winded, is look at what you want to do with your rifle, look at the capabilities that you want in your gun, and go from there. Balance weight with capabilities. So just think about it. You got guys out there that go on foot patrols all the time. They're doing it right now in Afghanistan. They'll carry something like an M249 saw, or a Parasaw, or a Mark 48, or a 240 Bravo, or M16A4 with an ACOG and a 203 grenade launcher, or an M4 with an underslung 203 grenade launcher. Those are heavy guns. They're not exactly the lightest guns out there. And they may complain of that weight. But then when the firefight kicks off, they are happy to have the capability that those firearms give them. So learn from the experts out there. Get as much information as you can from many different sources. Take that information and use it to build or customize whatever rifle setup that you have, that to make it make sense to you. Some people focus only on weight. Some people focus maybe only on optics. Some people focus on something else, maybe only illumination. Don't focus too much on one thing. So there it is. This is my heavy-ass rifle setup according to some people. But you know what? It works perfect for me. And I guarantee you, I can swing this rifle fast in close quarters and in long-range targets. So, all right, thanks a lot for watching. And go ahead and post up your setups, weigh your guns, talk about your philosophy, because we all have our own, and that's what matters, is you have a philosophy that makes sense to you. Learn from the experts, take from the experts, and adapt it a little bit to fit your situation and your environment within reason. Don't get too crazy. Don't go trying to reinvent the wheel. Because remember, we can adapt things to fit our environment, but at the same time, there are lessons out there that were paid for in blood, and we can't forget those. So, all right, thanks a lot for watching.